All right, so this leads to my real question. My favorite question, I think, of this whole interview is, again, for folks that aren't as familiar with this. Basically, what happens is these kids show up, right, and you got a couple days to turn them into a team, right? So these kids are coming from all over the country. They haven't played together, right? So you've got a couple days in order to get them together to start playing games. So can you just talk about like how do you do that? What happens in those couple days that then it's going to allow you to go out on opening day and tear apart the other team?
Yeah, I mean, I think opening day is definitely the goal to be together and do things like that. But it's not feasible to be the best we are on opening day. I think opening day in the first week is a lot of feel, a lot of kind of individualism. Just players kind of everywhere. But you're right, and they come in and we literally have one meeting with them. We might hit some BP and take some ground balls at the field. And then about 3 days later, it's opening day. So I think again, it's setting the tone of what we expect from them, kind of our culture on that first day. I think last year we hit at DPC, which is a batting center we utilize a lot for our players, and they have a weight room and all that stuff. And I think just we had 2.5 hours and we hit, but mainly it's just having conversations on that first day and say, hey, here's who I am, here's what we're trying to do. Oh, you're that shortstop, from whoever. What's it like there? Having those deep conversations on the first day, so they know you care about them and you know they're there, right? We're not better than they are, and we really want to pour into them. So I think that's number one, and then on the field, it's just how we run things. I think I expect to play well early. I expect to play well all the time. Play clean baseball, and if we don't play like that, then those expectations are discussed. I think the main thing with summer ball, like you alluded to, is effort and competitiveness, and especially early. Some guys have an idea when they come to summer ball that, hey, I'm out here to get reps and go back to my college, and I might go to the beach 3 weekends or whatever. Getting reps in my mind does nothing for you. If you come in and compete and have fun and buy in, then those reps are natural and they're more game like. So I think just I said compete a few times in this during this webinar, but I think that's the big thing for us is flipping that page. I know your school year just ended, but what kind of player do you actually want to be when you go back to school? And I think if you challenge players like that, then they kind of understand that, wait, these guys, me, Coach Power, all the way up the line really want what's best for that player. And then really just happens naturally after that. We may last year we kind of struggled a little bit early finding our identity, but it also helps again having those second, third year players now
Yeah.
that, hey man, we don't do that here. Hey, this is how we do things. And they don't even have to say anything. People just kind of follow in line
Yeah.
with. So again, it is a struggle, but I think the biggest thing is getting players to buy in. And honestly, we haven't had a huge problem with that. I think each year with the group you have, it's going to take different amounts of time. But
Yeah.
again, buy in, creating that culture on day one, and then just seeing the players play. I think that's the most fun part is from day one. I'm here watching the game and I have really no clue some of their names,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
and 2 months later, we're all crying because we're going home and, I might not see these guys,
That's
so
awesome.
I think it's pretty special what we do. And it's pretty hard to get players to buy in, but, the ones that don't are the ones that typically, don't stick the entire summer. And the ones
Right.
that do end up, being very rewarded
Right.
for, coming to Clayton and
Yeah.
buying into what we do.